no railways, a flag with no corners, 84-dish weddings, and a living goddess. Welcome to Nepal, the most unique country you've never imagined. Let's uncover its 15 most mind-blowing secrets. Nepal, where cuisine breathes culture. Nepalese cuisine is not just a fusion of two major culinary traditions, Indian and Tibetan, but a living testament to the country's rich blend of ethnic and religious diversity. One of the most iconic dishes is dal bhat, a traditional meal of steamed rice and lentil soup, often accompanied by stir-fried vegetables, curry, achar pickle, and occasionally chicken or mutton. It's not only a popular dish, but also the main fuel for those living in Nepal's rugged highlands, from farmers to mountaineers. Another beloved favorite is momos, steamed or fried dumplings filled with meat or vegetables. Though rooted in Tibetan cuisine, momos have been localized by the Nepalese with added spices and herbs, creating a flavor profile all their own. And let's not forget lassi, a cool, tangy drink made from fermented buffalo milk, often served in traditional clay cups at roadside stalls. Its creamy taste and probiotic benefits reflect the Nepalese philosophy of eating in harmony with health and nature. Every dish in Nepal is more than just nourishment. It's a story of climate, belief, and sustainable living. In a time when culinary tourism is on the rise, Nepal is emerging as a destination of earthy charm, authenticity, and cultural richness. All starting from a simple, hearty meal. Nepalese food doesn't just taste good, it tells stories. Stories of mountains, traditions, and life itself. Nepal, a minimalist way of life, amidst nature. In a world where the cost of living in major cities is increasingly burdensome, Nepal stands out as an ideal haven for those seeking a simple yet fulfilling lifestyle. With just $500 to $700 per month, you can live comfortably in cities like Kathmandu or Pokhara, places that offer both modern convenience and breathtaking proximity to nature. A one-bedroom apartment rents for as little as $150 $300 a month, and essentials like electricity, water, internet, and gas add just a few extra dollars. Local meals cost around $3 to $6 per dish, with fresh, healthy, and diverse options. What's even more interesting is that much of the food in Nepal is organically grown, sourced locally, and supports a farm-to-table lifestyle that many developed countries are only now trying to adopt. Basic healthcare and dental services are very affordable, while gyms and yoga studios are easily accessible at just $20 and $30 a month. In a world increasingly fatigued by overconsumption and urban overload, Nepal offers a peaceful retreat, a place where people can reconnect with nature, let go of material stress, and slow down to truly experience life. Nepal, where spirituality meets majestic nature. If you're searching for a destination where spiritual depth intertwines with natural grandeur, then Nepal is that rare intersection. The ancient capital, Kathmandu, is more than just a political hub. It's a living museum with 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites within a 15-kilometer radius, an astonishing concentration unmatched elsewhere in the world. Sites like Pashupatinath Temple, Nepal's holiest Shiva temple, the Bagmati River, regarded with reverence akin to India's Ganges, and Buddhanath Stupa, one of the largest Buddhist stupas in the world, reveal the spiritual depth rooted in Nepalese culture. Meanwhile, Pokhara, nestled at the foot of the Annapurna Range, paints a different picture: peaceful, serene, and lush. With 9 freshwater lakes set amid the mountains, Pokhara is perfect for those who love boating, sunset views, or quiet meditation by still waters. Nepal is not just about ancient temples and scenic views. It's a space for personal reconnection. Pilgrims and travelers alike come here not only to seek blessings, but to heal, recharge, and explore the deepest layers of their soul. In an era when spiritual travel and self-discovery are trending, Nepal affirms its place as a sanctuary of stillness and renewal. Nepal doesn't just amaze you with its sights. It helps your mind log out from deadlines and log into peace. So tell us, would you rather recharge by a tranquil lake or wander through ancient shrines? Comment below and let us know. Are you team chill meditation or team spiritual explorer? Kathmandu, the historical heart of Nepal. Tucked within the Kathmandu Valley and surrounded by towering mountains, Kathmandu is not only the administrative and political capital of Nepal, but also the cultural and spiritual soul of the nation. With a history that stretches over 2,000 years, this ancient city represents a crossroads of Indo-Sino civilizations, clearly reflected in its architecture, rituals, and deeply rooted spiritual life. Landmarks such as Durbar Square, once the seat of ancient royal power, and Swayambhunath, the famous Buddhist stupa affectionately known as the Monkey Temple, due to the hundreds of monkeys that roam freely, stand as vivid testaments to the enduring nature of local beliefs. What makes Kathmandu truly special is its harmonious coexistence of Hinduism and Buddhism, the two dominant religions that shape the Nepalese spirit. Every alleyway, old temple, or weathered statue tucked into a garden whispers tales of a living, breathing fairy tale. And then there's Thamel, the lively tourist district filled with souvenir shops, artistic cafes, and live street music. Thamel isn't just a stop for visitors. It's a vibrant thread in the city's daily rhythm, where the ancient and the modern blend seamlessly into one. Nepal, a symphony of festivals through the seasons. If there's one thing that keeps travelers coming back to Nepal, it's the endless rhythm of festivals. Throughout the year, from snow-capped mountains to lush green valleys, the Nepalese people celebrate events tied to religion, harvest cycles, and age-old traditions. One of the most unique is the International Balloon Festival in Pokhara, where the skies are filled with 25 vibrant hot air balloons drifting over dramatic mountain backdrops. More than just a visual delight, the event serves as Nepal's colorful invitation to the world to come and experience its open skies and open heart. Visit during spring, and you'll be swept into Holi, the festival of colors. On this day, social boundaries dissolve under clouds of powdered color as the streets come alive with music, dancing, laughter, and shared joy. It's a vivid celebration of tolerance, unity, and pure exuberance. Though every festival has its own flavor, they all share a core spirit of community, reverence for the past, and joy in the present. In Nepal, festivals aren't just occasions to celebrate. They are the living breath of culture, passed from one generation to the next like a sacred rhythm. Kathmandu, a paradise for the soulful photographer. Ranked among CNN's top 10 photography courses in the world, Kathmandu isn't known for sleek studios or cutting-edge equipment, but for its raw, organic beauty that moves the soul through the lens. With perfect natural lighting, misty mountain villages, ancient temples dusted with age, and the gentle smiles of locals, Kathmandu becomes an open-air gallery for photographers. Every shot here is more than a picture. It's a story of history, spirituality, and everyday life. Whether capturing yaks winding along quiet mountain paths or vibrant early morning markets bursting with colors and spices, you quickly realize that art doesn't need a stage, only an authentic setting and a heart that listens. For those seeking creative experiences grounded in spiritual and cultural depth, a photography course in Kathmandu won't just sharpen your skills, it will transform the way you see the world, where beauty hides in the simplest of moments. Lukla Airport, gateway on the cliff to Everest. Forget Dubai's futuristic runways or Singapore's seamless tech. Lukla Airport in Nepal is where pilots literally hold their breath every time they take off or land. Perched at an altitude of 2,800 meters in the rugged Himalayas, Lukla is unlike any airport in the world. With a runway just 527 to 600 meters long and a dramatic 12-degree incline, each landing becomes a race against gravity and the elements. What makes Lukla infamous is not just its short runway, but extreme natural conditions. Thin air, sudden wind shifts, and dense fandul often reduce visibility to near zero. There's no autopilot or landing guidance system. Here, only pilot skill matters. Despite the risks, Lukla is the main gateway to Mount Everest, drawing thousands of adventurers every year. It's more than a landing strip. It's a proving ground of courage, both in the air and on the trail ahead. Machapuchare, the untouchable mountain of Lord Shiva. While many Himalayan peaks have become the targets of international climbers, Machapuchare, also known as Fishtail Mountain, remains shrouded in mystery and reverence. Towering at nearly 7,000 meters, its iconic twin-peaked summit resembles a fish's tail, a natural wonder that commands both awe and respect at first sight. However, not everyone is allowed to set foot on its summit. The Nepalese government has long prohibited climbing Machapuchare, not for technical reasons, but to preserve its spiritual sanctity. According to Hindu belief, this mountain is the dwelling place of Lord Shiva, the god of destruction and rebirth, a central figure in Nepalese spiritual life. The protections of Machapuchare stands as a bold cultural statement in a world where over-tourism is rapidly commodifying nature. While many peaks are being worn down by endless expeditions, Machapuchare remains untouched, a sacred monument to divine presence and respect for the natural world. Nepal, a rare country where men outlive women. In most countries, women outlive men, but Nepal is a rare exception. Here, the average life expectancy for men is 71.8 years compared to 71.2 years for women. Though the difference is small, it points to a unique blend of lifestyle and environment in this Himalayan nation. Especially in mountainous regions, Nepalese men lead simple, low-stress lives, engaging in regular physical activity through farming, herding, or trekking. Clean air, low pollution, and a diet rich in legumes, vegetables, and minimally processed food also contribute to improved health. Moreover, Nepal's expanding access to healthcare, especially in urban and provincial centers, means that men, who are often at higher risk, are now benefiting from earlier medical interventions. Nepal isn't just defying expectations in culture and scenery, it's also redefining global health norms, showing that longevity isn't just about modern medicine, but about living in harmony with nature and community. The 84-dish wedding feast, a culinary symphony of the Newar people. In Nepal, especially among the Newar community, weddings are not just about uniting two people. They are sacred cultural rituals, celebrating prosperity, community, and centuries of culinary heritage. At the heart of these weddings is the legendary 84-dish feast, a number rich in symbolism. The number 84 is not arbitrary. In Hindu and Buddhist philosophy, it represents 84,000 paths to enlightenment, symbolizing completeness and abundance in life. Each dish, from appetizers to mains and desserts, is a flavorful chapter in the story of history, spirituality, and gastronomic devotion. One dessert stands out. Yomari, a steamed, fish-shaped dumpling filled with jaggery and black sesame. Soft, fragrant, and sweet, Yomari is made only on special occasions and in weddings symbolizes joy, fertility, and unity. In a world leaning toward minimalism, the Newar wedding feast proudly defies trends, preserving its colorful and communal tradition, where each dish is not just a meal but a blessing, a ritual, and a memory. The 84-dish feast isn't just about satisfying hunger. It's about savoring heritage, celebrating culture, and, yes, remembering just how many dishes you've already eaten. So, if you were invited to such a feast, where would you start? The appetizers, the mains, the burros, or the Yomari dessert? Comment fast before all the seats are taken. Remember, there are 84 dishes waiting for you. Nepal, the kingdom of buses without railways. Nepal is one of the few Asian countries that still preserves traditional norms in public behavior, especially between men and women. Public displays of romantic affection, such as hugging, kissing, or holding hands, are generally considered inappropriate, even among married couples. Yet, what often surprises foreign visitors is the sight of Nepali men holding hands, putting their arms around each other, or resting their heads together while walking or chatting. And none of it implies romance. Instead, these actions are expressions of friendship, trust, and emotional closeness, a nonverbal language of intimacy common in South Asian societies, especially in Nepal. This cultural contrast reveals a profound truth. Genuine connection doesn't need to be loud. While the West often embraces outward displays of emotion, Nepalists express affection through quiet, inward gestures, a lifestyle both subtle and deeply heartfelt. Nepal, the kingdom of buses without railways. In an era where high-speed trains and metro lines symbolize modern urban development, Nepal presents a fascinating contrast, a country with no official railway system. But don't let that fool you. Nepal's transportation is anything but dull. Instead, it thrives on its vibrant, artistic, and deeply personal buses, which have become the moving spirit of the nation. Nepal's public buses are not just a means of transport, but rolling works of art. Adorned with religious symbols, hand-painted designs, flashing LED lights, and booming speakers playing music, each bus offers a colorful and immersive ride. More than just a vehicle, every bus reflects the personality of its driver, spiritual beliefs, and respect for the gods of the road. Riding a bus in Nepal is a cultural journey, one that winds through mountain passes and rural landscapes, revealing the country's diversity, energy, and spiritual undercurrents. In the absence of railways, buses beat as the heartbeat of Nepalese public life and culture. Kumari, the living goddess among mortals. While most nations regard religion as sacred yet symbolic, Nepal is home to a truly extraordinary tradition, the belief in a living goddess. Known as the Kumari, this young girl is carefully chosen from the Newar community based on strict criteria of physical perfection, spirituality, and temperament. She is believed to be the earthly embodiment of the goddess Teleju, protector of the old Nepalese monarchy. Once selected, the Kumari leaves her family and takes residence in Kumari Gar, a historic palace in the heart of Kathmandu Durbar Square. From that moment, she lives a semi-divine life, not attending school, but being taught by spiritual tutors, and only appearing to the public through a temple window at 9:00 a.m. and 4:00 p.m. daily to bestow blessings. Astonishingly, This tradition is respected by both Hindus and Buddhists, making it a rare example of religious harmony in Nepal. Yet, despite its spiritual significance, the Kumari must eventually return to ordinary life once her term ends, a transition that sparks ongoing debate about child rights and reintegration in modern society. Controversial or not, the Kumari remains one of the last living religious icons in the world, highlighting the mystical depth and cultural uniqueness of Nepal. Polyandry and polygamy, when marriage is survival. In Nepal's remote mountain villages, where life revolves around farming, herding, and surviving harsh terrain, marriage is not just about love. It's a strategy for survival and communal organization. That's why polyandry, one woman with multiple husbands, and polygamy, one man with multiple wives, still exist in some areas as adaptive responses to local needs. For example, in some Himalayan villages, a woman may marry 2 or 3 brothers. This helps prevent land division and ensures there are enough hands to farm, herd livestock, and care for the household. Conversely, in other regions, a man may have multiple wives, each taking on specific roles, from cooking and childcare to farming and fieldwork. These forms of marriage are not rooted in desire or status, but in economics and sustainability. Though they may seem unusual to the modern world, they have stood the test of generations, showcasing human ingenuity in adapting to extreme environments. Nepal, a sacred land between heaven and earth. Nepal isn't just a country. It's a rare symbol of independence, resilience, and cultural sovereignty. Surrounded by giants like India and China, Nepal has never been colonized, allowing it to preserve its spiritual traditions, languages, and architectural heritage in their most authentic form. Home to 8 of the world's 10 highest mountains, including the legendary Mount Everest Sagarmatha, known locally as the forehead of the sky, Nepal sits at the very heart of the Himalayas. It draws not only climbers, but also pilgrims and seekers, those drawn to its quiet spiritual power. Its flag alone speaks volumes. The only non-rectangular national flag in the world, composed of 2 stacked triangles representing the Himalayas and Nepal's 2 major religions, Hinduism and Buddhism. Far from a design quirk, the flag symbolizes Nepal's uniqueness in geography, spirit, and national identity. In a world of constant change, Nepal stands firm as a cultural fortress where tradition, faith, and nature live in harmony. A powerful reminder of the value of steadfastness, self-respect, and peace. Nepal isn't just a destination, it's a world of real-life wonders. A living goddess, a flag with no corners, 84-dish weddings. And that's just the beginning. Are you ready to explore the rest?